know it sounds hubristic, but I honestly give this banana zone an 80-something% chance of happening almost immediately. Give it 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. I've been talking about this for a while. I've been warning people that I think SUI is going to be one of the chosen ones of the cycle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it there first from Raoul. Pal, this is nothing that we haven't been saying already, but two of the most important things that you need to know for this week ahead are likely things to be happening here very, very soon. As Raoul just said, and he gets into it more in the video, but we don't need to play the entire thing. Essentially, he believes that we are literally days, if not a week or two, but like he says, imminent, like 80% chance is happening within days that we go into what he calls the banana zone. And this is where things get crazy. This is what we've been talking about. We've been in a bull run for a year now already. I've been saying that for a long time, but it hasn't really felt like it, right? And when it gets really fun is likely to happen right about now. Additionally, we talked about this in the last video, but I'm going to go in more depth today and explore the ecosystem. You heard Raoul say it as well. This is a recent video into the SUI ecosystem. So guys, let's get into the video without further ado. Today, I got a big one for you, and I hope you guys are having a great week. It's exciting. Hope your portfolios are up. I'm sure they are, especially if you're part of the family here. And I'm going to be making many more videos for you guys coming up soon. So what's the Bitcoin chart doing? Well, one thing I want to show you guys is this, right? And so historically, we have had between 150 to 160 days post halving is basically when we kind of break out back to, old all-time highs or headed in that direction with certainty. And as you can see here from the halving on April 20th, 160 days have passed essentially, and is now, right? That's now. So this is lining up exactly with the previous cycles, almost to a T. One thing, I've been in this space for over 12 years. Before, I used to think this is all hocus pocus, astrology for crypto bros. And now, since I've been making this channel for the past year, I've learned to see that there is, I'm still not a day trader, but I still think there seems to be some validity in this whole 4-year cycle thing. And this seems to be lining up exactly, but it's not just the chart. I've been telling you guys this for a while, literally this exact same time horizons, right? But big news, who else knows what's going on? Well, we've been talking about these ETF flows, right? I talked about this the other day. We talked about Fidelity coming in and doing some huge moves. But what you're seeing now from the 27th, which was yesterday, Friday, huge day of inflows, almost $500 million in a Bitcoin, bought and by the ETFs in one day. And Ark, Cathie Wood's Ark Invest, coming out of nowhere, out of left field with a $203 million buy order. Absolutely insane. Fidelity, 123, BlackRock, 110. Even Grayscale bought the dip over here. Even Grayscale bought in the ETF. So things looking really bullish. What do they know? What are they telling you guys that we should be paying attention to? They're buying. And the day before, look, between the last 3 days, almost $1 billion in inflow. Nuts. Absolutely crazy, guys. Pay attention, right? Pay attention. So Bitcoin ETFs posted a massive $500 million inflow September 27th. Again, almost $1 billion in the past 3 days. And as Lynn Alden over here says, she commissioned a report talking about the M2 money supply and the correlation to Bitcoin. So the global M2 supply has 83% correlation to Bitcoin. Now, I want to go back to this Raoul Pal video and show you something where he gets a lot of conviction here.
Global M2, 10-week lead over Bitcoin.
So what he's saying here essentially is that this is the global M2 money supply, as you can see, guys, here. And it's been going up for the past 10 weeks, right? And it's a 10-week lead essentially over Bitcoin's price, right? And so he's very bullish and says, it's already here. We know what's happening. You can see the correlation here. We just know from Lynn Alden's report, 83% correlation. And you can see now on this chart detailed exactly when Bitcoin M2 supply goes up, Bitcoin goes up. When it goes down, Bitcoin goes down, and it's heading up.
Do you need anything better than that? Oh, wait, I can give you something better than that. I can give you the GMI total liquidity, which is both private sector and state sector liquidity versus Bitcoin. It says the banana zone is here. That's the only thing I can think of, is that everything I look at says the banana zone is here. Bitcoin seasonality.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the M2 money supply situation we got dealing here, and looking very bullish. So the other thing too, guys, and this is also what he goes over here, that global, we just kind of basically looked at, right? As liquidity increases, price of Bitcoin increases. So I briefly touched on this before, and we kind of see the SUI and Solana charts from Solana from last bull run and SUI from this bull run looking pretty similar in potential price action. And that comparison has been made a lot recently, right? SUI the Solana of the cycle. It's a little early to tell for sure, but it kind of feels that way, right? And as Crypto Coro says over here that like, do you know, we talk about L1s, do you know what are the best performing L1s in the last 7 days? SUI, Say, Aptos, and Zeta, which it's really weird that he posted this with this chart because I see Say actually number one. He said in this order, right? In order, SUI, which isn't true, it's Say. So a little weird why I did post this, but nonetheless, Say is something we should take a look at, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to explore that ecosystem. I do think Say is interesting. Why? Because Say is interesting for the same reason that Phantom would be interesting. Both of them are working on a layer 1 parallelized EVM, so you can work with MetaMask. Everything's compatible over there, but it's not an ETH layer 2. It's a layer 1, and it should feel fast and cheap like Solana or like SUI, for example. So a little brief segue, but there you have it. So as you can see, SUI has just been shipping. And really, so you got, when it comes down to the Move ecosystem, you really have two big players. You got Aptos and SUI. And it just seems to me like SUI is coming out on lead with the marketing, with the awareness, with the KOLs, with the product shipping. But that's just what I'm seeing, right? But what I'm seeing is important because I'm plugged into the space. And if I'm seeing something, that means like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. If Aptos is quiet and sleepy over there, then, it is what it is. And I think the volume, the daily trading volume on SUI is like 4 times what it is on Aptos. So that also tells you something as well. Now, when it comes down to TVL on chains, you can see in the past 1 month, the winner is SUI as far as most gain TVL 1 month. And, but interesting to see here too, guys, is Base is doing really well too. In the past 7 days, a 20% increase in TVL, and not far behind SUI as well. Base also crushing on TVL gains. Remember, don't fade Base. It's been quiet for a while, but do you really think Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, and the team over there are going to let Base slip into obscurity into this bull run? I don't think so. There's no way in hell. That's why Paid Network, that's why Commonwealth, my projects have gone over to Base. Still very, very bullish on the ecosystem. Now, guys, we're about to get into the altcoins to talk about in the SUI ecosystem. Now, I'm not going to make it, a lot of you guys are going to wonder how to get to the SUI ecosystem. How do you bridge liquidity from ETH, from Base, whatever? How do you make trades on SUI? How do you get the wallet? I don't have time to do a tutorial for you on that, but there's a great tutorial over here by Crypto by Jess, my partner Jess. And so just go over here and follow the channel. If you want to see how to participate in the SUI ecosystem, make sure you go watch this video. It's really well done. It's 13 minutes of alpha packed for you guys. So Crypto by Jess. Really good video. Go check it out. This tells you how to get involved in the SUI ecosystem. I am going to show you some more advanced tricks here, but that's the basics, right? So top SUI ecosystem, coins by market cap. You can see the entire ecosystem is very, very small. Other than SUI and like USDC, which doesn't even really count, like it's really small, the total ecosystem. I mean, you have like the biggest things like CETUS. This number is not correct, by the way. There's actually twice the amount of circular total tokens. So it's about $130 million market cap CETUS. We'll get into that in a minute. You got the top meme coin over here. It's still 810 on the total market. Like this is, the top meme coin on SUI, and it's, 810 in the total crypto market cap. So a lot of room to go here, guys. We're super early in this. And as you can see, TVL is just crushing as well. What is crushing? Well, NAVI protocol is crushing, right? It makes up $345 million of TVL in the SUI ecosystem, where CETUS, the DEX, is just $160 million on it. But nonetheless, they're both relevant and important. SUI Lend as well is doing it not too bad at $159 million. But we're going to talk about NAVI today because it seems to be the number one, and I've already started using it. So what is NAVI? NAVI is essentially like AAVE, which if you guys know me well, I love AAVE. I use it all the time. It's really helped me leverage my assets that I don't want to sell, like my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, my Chainlink, and enabled me to borrow against those in order to do a bunch of creative things that I want to. I plan on, coming into this SUI ecosystem even heavier, and I want to do the same thing, right? I want to buy a bunch of SUI, but I want to also be able to have more liquidity for that and hold that and not have to sell it. So that's what I've been doing. Just today before making this video, I went and tried out NAVI over here. So if you guys want to use NAVI, you get some benefits if you use my affiliate code down in the description below. I don't really know. I don't really care if you use it or not. I do think that you get some extra things if you do use it, whatever. So how am I using NAVI? Well, I use it the same way I use AAVE, right? And so my supply, just to test, I'm just testing out, right? But I'm going to do a little bit of exercise with you guys here. So I've now supplied $12,000 of SUI. Remember, I don't want to sell SUI. I just want to collateralize against it. And I want to be able to, leverage this a little bit. So what I can do, I've actually borrowed $6,785 in USDC. So my health factor, just like on AAVE over here, is 1.42. If it gets below 1, they start to liquidate my collateral to repay my loan, right? But right now I'm in good shape. But what could I do? So I could actually come over here. I borrowed USDC, right? So what I can do now is I can come over to CETUS and I can go over here to swap. I'll get back to those DCAs I just had open in a second here. And I can swap my USDC. I could buy more SUI, swap it out. Watch how fast this is, guys. It's really, really awesome. And on the SUI ecosystem, you just approve it, bam, and the transaction is done. Okay, cool. Swap successful over here. Super fast. So now I can back down to NAVI protocol and you can see remember my health factor is 1.42, right? And I just swapped my $6,785 for more SUI. So you can see down here, let's say that I want to, I actually have more SUI in my wallet. But anyway, let's say I supply about this, right? About 4,155 SUI. So we're going to supply SUI over here. And you're going to see my my health factor goes from 1.42 as I supply the stuff I just borrowed and swapped against. And this is what you call looping, essentially. It's a leverage way. If you're bullish on the market going up, like I am, so now you supplied 4,155 SUI, and my health score, let's see, is 2.2. Very, very healthy. I can rinse, wash, repeat over and over again and see I borrowed 6,785. And now I've supplied, I've got $19,000 versus what I had in here before. So that's a high level on how to do it, guys. You can continue to do that. I still owe you a video on what it's like, how this works in depth, but that gives you a really good idea. I can continue to go over here. I can go borrow, bam. I can go borrow some USDC, bam, like this. I can go borrow, like 50% or whatever I got. It tells me that if I borrow this, my health factor goes from 2.2 to 1.36, which you guys can't really see because there you go. Because my head's in the way, but now you can see it. See, you can't see over here, but it says liquidation less than 1. So I could borrow it again right here and then swap it back to SUI, add more into my collateral, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how you do it. That's why I'm using NAVI. I really like NAVI. As we get into it, I'll tell you more about it. I'll come back to CETUS in a bit, guys. But as you can see, NAVI has $350 million almost in TVL. And as you can see, the TVL is going up. The price is following a little bit, but not like crazy, right? And I expect it to happen because if you look and you compare it to something like, well, this is old news, 300 million, it's 350 million now. But you can see that the 7-day change, this is old too. This is like this is like 10 days old. So you can see in the last 10 days, they've got another $100 million in TVL crushing right now. So I'd be curious to see what this is looks like updated. But anyway, so when it comes down to other borrowing and lending protocols, you've got, AAVE, the kingpin over here, which I love. Now, I want to tell you something. Remember, Move, which is what the smart contract languages for SUI, was created by Zuck and by Facebook guys, Meta guys. They spent $1 billion in R&D to make it the most secure, fastest, smoothest experience ever. I was very bullish on this like a year and a half ago. I started thinking about building the ecosystem. I didn't, but very, very, very bullish. I was exploring it in depth. I did a bunch of research on it. I told you guys about it, and I think some videos. Nonetheless, there's real potential here, guys. It was the Aptos and SUI team comes directly from Meta. And they were going to launch Diem, which was Facebook's or Zuck's blockchain, and they got shut down by government. So then Aptos and SUI came out of it. It's really good tech. You remember, you've also a lot of institutions involved over in SUI as well. They raise like crazy amounts of money, backed by everybody. So that's how I feel about that. Now, when we got CETUS is the number one DEX. It's like the equivalent of like Raydium or Uniswap, but it's on Aptos and SUI. So it's already got both of them there, which is great. And so right now it's sitting at $160 million of TVL. Again, small by comparison to like Raydium or Uniswap. So still really good entries. And that's why it's really interesting to explore this ecosystem, right? Like it does seem like this is going to have a huge and massive run, this bull run. And so I'm starting to take positions into this ecosystem because I think things are still incredibly cheap right now. And the user experience is really nice. It reminds me, like using CETUS reminds me of like Jupiter, for example, and they have some cool things happening over there. It works really, really well. It's just a nice user experience. And CETUS is a launch pad. They've got earn, trade, limit orders, deep book, DCA, which is working good. It's in beta, swap. So they've got a bridge, really cool ecosystem over here. So you're making a leverage bet both on Aptos and on SUI, right? And that's a pretty cool thing about when you look at the Move ecosystem is that. So let's see, as we move over here. So Bluefin, as you guys know, I'm advising them. And right now they're the largest perp DEX, perpetuals, futures DEX on SUI right now. Really great user experience. They've got all the biggest market makers, invested by Polychain, Susquehanna, which I've talked about before, huge hedge fund. Like when it comes to liquidity, and these guys are crushing it. There's not a lot that you can do here other than start, if you want to go try it out and start trading futures, you could do that. You can start earning points for the airdrop they're going to have in the future. And then they are launching spot soon too, which they are hoping to compete directly with CETUS. And they want to do a launch pad and things like that in the future. So they're coming with really big backing, a big institutional kind of focus, very serious project, which I'm excited for the launch, and I'm be supporting. You guys will hear a lot about it on this channel as well. So those are the two. Now it's interesting to see here, if you played this video here, kind of the activity that's happening, the most activity on the SUI network. You can see NAVI and CETUS going at it for the top two protocols, but they're taking the lead by far as far as what's happening over here. And they are obviously clearly the winners. And so looking to take positions in both of those would be a pretty good idea in my personal opinion, not financial advice, of course. Now FUD is, we're talking about meme coins a little bit here in ecosystem. So at first I thought this was dumb, but it reminds me a lot. They have a really strong community. And the interesting thing about this, it reminds me of Bonk, right? It reminds me of Bonk. And I am a little concerned because in one wallet, if you look at the wallet, so I'll show you guys over here, right? Now we're going to go over here to FUD. We're going to go to Explore. So I'm going to show you guys, if you go to Deck Screener or whatever, you come down here, you go to FUD, you go to Explore, right? It opens Explore. And what I can do is, if it opens up anytime soon here, I can actually show you the holders. Now, it's concerning to me, and this is, I guess, the case with, at least they're transparent about it, I guess, but like, you have essentially the team holding this 40% of supply. Now, I'm told it's being used to burn and things like that, and exchange listings, whatever. It's just a tremendous amount. And hopefully the team, I don't know them, I don't have a relationship with them. If you guys are watching, feel free to reach out and, correct the record and let me know what you're doing with this. But it does concern me that there's 40% plus in the hands of the team. And, if this thing picks up a bunch of traction, they can continue to sell along the way. And I don't know. But the point is, I've gambled on it now. You saw my DCA orders on CETUS. And what's interesting is it kind of feels to me like Bonk, right? Because you can see that it's integrating, everything's kind of in, they're creating a bunch of different use cases for CETUS into the SUI ecosystem. So I haven't seen anything else doing it. It does feel a lot like Bonk to me. And right now it's sitting at a circulating market cap of 16 million with fully diluted of 43 million. So it's interesting, right? There's not a lot of volume over here, and not much liquidity when you compare it to something like Blub over here, which has got $3.1 million liquidity and $670,000 trading volume. Again, it's still early in the SUI ecosystem, right? Very, very early. Nonetheless, it feels very community-based to me, but there is that one red flag that I'm a bit concerned about. Top SUI ecosystem coins by market cap. Again, this number is not correct on CETUS. It's twice that, the FTV, but circulating market cap still feels very reasonable at $42 million. I first started talking to you guys about it at 30. So there you go. And you can see Blub, Navi, kind of FUD, the top kind of ecosystem plays, but it's still, everything's still, now this is disappointing to me, this blue move, right? I was very excited for blue move for a second, and sitting at $10 million market cap, $20 million. The problem with blue is that you can't buy the damn thing without creating, like what the hell is going on here, right? Like there's no liquidity in the project. They actually created like a really cool product. I'm not really into the NFT thing. They first made like an NFT launchpad for Aptos and like whatever. But what's interesting is actually they built where I think could get a lot of, it's essentially the equivalent of Pump Fun, but for SUI right now. So if you want to launch a meme coin, go launch on this Blue Move, right? Like that's exactly what they've done. And they got a bunch of other cool technology over here. It's just that it's frustrating because I literally went to go buy some and you can't, like there's just too much slippage, right? Like this is what according to the market section over here. And if you guys ever want to look at how much you can buy without moving the price too much, the slippage, you just go to like CoinGecko, find the token under 2% plus or minus depth. And you can see that the most I can buy if I was on the Aptos chain, but if I'm in SUI right now, I can only buy $635 and that will still move the price 2%. It's very unfortunate. I hope the team's watching this and reach out to me if you are. Like, pretty cool what you guys are doing. I'd love to know more. For now, it seems unfortunate that, that just like, I don't know what's up. Blub, guys, seems to be the #1 meme so far over here. I'm not convinced that it is totally, but you know that I'm buying it right now because I just showed you guys. And I've been talking about it for a while too. It's been doing quite well. It is the #1 meme on SUI right now. And as we continue to move along, you can see that the top meme coins, I mean, just like there's so much room for growth, right? The top on Brett, right? Top on Base, $1 billion. Top on SOL, $2.3 billion, bonk and whiff. Top on ETH, you got SHIB over here, right? You got Pepe. And then all the way down, right? All the way down and like way, 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 way lower is Blub. Right, wherever it is. Here's Blub, right? Like number 811. So if this thing goes to $1 billion, which it seems like as long as attention doesn't go somewhere else, then maybe this thing has tons of upside, right? Still to go. And speaking of launch pads and pump fund types of things, you've got Sun Token, remember, and Sun Token is on Tron. I'm not talking about that one as like something good, but it did go quite high to $211 million market cap right now, or $430 million FTV. And so when looking at these, this was a token out of the Sun Pump, pump fund kind of thing, doing really well. Of course, it has Justin Sun behind it, but we do have a channel sponsor. It's Chef.fun, and it's really, really low, $1.7 million market cap. Not much volume either, but my team has been talking to the devs over there, and they're doing some really cool stuff over here. They have 4 chains live right now on a pump.fun kind of thing. There's a Dune dashboard being built. And I think that at a $1.7 million, you really don't have much to lose here, but a ton of upside if this thing crushes. And for me, it depends on which chains they choose to integrate next, right? And so my suggestion to the team was SUI, TON, and Solana. I think they're doing Solana and TON is what they're focusing on now. So it's really going to have to do with, that, and then beating all the other competitors like this Blue Move thing if they go over to SUI right soon, which makes a lot of sense to me. You're taking a gamble, betting that the ecosystem does explode, but nonetheless, at a $1.7 million FTV, it just seems like a no-brainer to throw something in there. I did anyway, and even before they were a channel sponsor, like I bought on the open market. So yeah, I just want to talk to you guys about that. And they're not just launching meme coins; they're also launching legit projects over there. It's just a really easy launch pad for anyone to go and use, which is great. And Commonwealth, guys, like I want to show you this video. This is amazing. It's great to see projects that are just shipping, just ship, right? Watch this video. So November 21st is when we first started thinking about Commonwealth. November 2023 is when the platform was being tested in beta. Right. So it took 2 years, tons of time in closed doors with the team locked in, yelling at each other, thinking about the token economy, like brutal room full of alphas, creating a product, different opinions, but it's really good for sense checking and putting out great product. February 2024 was a priceless fund when we had the world's first free fund. Alpha Fund was a real first fund that was launched in a DAO, on a blockchain, fully autonomous for the world to participate in with awesome access to early stage venture deals that nobody else in the world is getting. Insane. token launch and protocol was live May 2024. Guys, was epic. Right in the middle of summer when the markets were slow, they managed to raise $5.2 million on paid network and just been delivering and shipping since. We also forgot about the Genesis mints. Congratulations to all you guys who got the Genesis mints. I bought a lot of them. I bought a bunch on the public sale. I haven't sold a thing. In fact, I just acquired more and staking more. We're going to talk about some new staking options right now too. Priceless Fund, first payout. So this is, guys, this is literally the protocol working. It wasn't a huge payout, but it was a full cycle of life from that investment to actually that investment launching to the investment being repaid and then investors in the funds being paid out. This is the full cycle. This is the actually working product, not just some vaporware, not just an idea. Something that's been in the work for years, 2.5 years, actually working, right? In July was the first payout in the world of anything like this. And there's no competitors in the space, nothing even close. August, Wealth Fund goes live. This is the community fund, ladies and gentlemen, where you guys get to vote on what you want to invest into without having to put any money in the protocol yourself. This is going to be sick. I don't know if they've mentioned this yet, but you all know how popular the ETFs are. ETFs are so convenient. That's why they're so interesting, right? It's, how many people do you know that want to be in crypto and they don't want to think about how to go do it? They just want exposure to crypto and they don't want to think about which coin is going to be the best or whatever. I just want exposure to the top 10, for example, or the top 10 cryptos, right? Bitcoin, ETH, SOL, whatever. Or I think the other popular category, which they're going to change the name of this DGen fund. It's not DGen fund. This is going to be a meme fund, but it'll be the top 10 meme coins as well. And your mom, your sister, your friend, your auntie, whatever, can just come into Commonwealth, put in whatever they want to with a credit card and be able to buy $1,000 or 10,000, whatever, $5, whatever, and diversify that across a basket of a decentralized ETF into meme coins or into the top 10 cryptos. Amazing. So there you have it, guys. And what was just launched is smart staking. Essentially, Commonwealth had different staking options for different things, right? For staking for discount on the funds, staking for the top 50 to participate in the Wealth Fund. Now, what's just gone live, essentially, and if you've got your Gen NFTs, you guys are getting your Wealth tokens shipped to you. So what are you going to do with them? You're going to sell them? That would be dumb, in my opinion, not financial advice. Or you could stake them, and now you've one stake, works across the entire platform for governance, for protocol payouts, for discount on your carry fee for the funds. It works for everything across the entire platform. So guys, I'm going there to stake all my tokens that I'm getting. Not financial advice, but you can too if you are part of All Street and are bullish as I am on the project, guys. So this is a bit more information about it, but I just told you what it is, and you can go do it. And again, these are the top meme coins on SUI. And guys, that's gonna wrap it up. If you found this video valuable, make sure that you destroy the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend. Happy bull run. CZ's out of jail. Time for markets to pump. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.